Commence primary ignition.
What's up, guys? I'm Emily Swallow. If you're looking at this, you're watching the Virtual Cantina Network. This is the way.
This is the way.
I just want to hang out with her. She just seems like somebody that would be like so fun to vibe with.
I remember she had her table across from the booth I was working at, my ex's booth at one of the conventions, and I had just gotten the Armor Rock Love ring, and I brought it over to her booth to show her and get an autograph, and she goes, "Oh my God, let me see that." And then she ended up with one. Like, I sent her one, or she bought one, and she was just like, "Yeah, thank you for this."
I really hope they don't make her pay for like armor stuff because there's so little of it that she should just be getting it sent to her.
Yeah, exactly. She's a queen. She totally deserves it.
I feel like they wouldn't. I feel like Rock Love is really good about that. So hopefully they just like handed her like an armor ring and said, "This is for you." Like, it's only appropriate.
I love that, like, her and Tate Fletcher and the girl who did the stunts for Sabine, they all have like the rings.
That's good. That's they're where they need to be.
Yeah.
They're where they need to be.
As it should be.
Yeah. Well, happy Wednesday. Hopefully people are getting logged in here. Let me just switch gears. There we go. Hopefully people are getting logged in. It's Wednesday, April 17th. We're halfway through April already, which is like,
it's flying
weird and kind of wonderful. Like, I just want to like get through the next couple weeks, but like,
no.
FYI, we're having a StreamYard issue with the main celebration page, but we are live on Facebook on the VCNet, and we are on Instagram and YouTube. So
I'm on Facebook.
Okay,
let's go.
Well, the voice of God has spoken. Shocking to nobody. We're having connectivity issues, but hopefully we'll get a couple people in because I thought something was kind of fishy because like
usually we got
something popped up. Yeah, something's a bit wonky wonk. So bear with us if you are watching on anything that is currently up and running. We're gonna give it a couple moments and sort of vamp here a little bit while we try to get everything sorted.
Yeah,
big thanks to Jeff saving the day in the background there.
Yeah, we have Jeff in the chair tonight. Mark is still on the mend, but you know, we hope he's doing better and
yeah, Mark,
be back with us soon, buddy.
We're checking to see if anything is connecting here. No, I don't see it at all.
Yeah, there it is. I see us live on the VCNet page, but not on the celebration page. So, but we are definitely live. It's just it might be harder to find. Maybe I'll try to post a link and direct people to that.
Yeah,
no problem. Yeah, we'll give it a couple more moments. No big. We'll start out as we always do. Today, as you can see, based on our graphic, we are talking about the criminally underrated, underappreciated Lucasfilm 2D animated short series called Forces of Destiny, which hold a special place in my heart.
The merchandising was amazing for this. Like,
they did such a great job for so short a period of time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So exciting until they never really revisited it. So, so we're gonna chat about that. But as per usual, man, like what even happened in Star Wars last 2 weeks? I'm trying to catch up with. I guess we should start with some of the sad stuff first to maybe get that.
Sadly, on March 24th, we lost Warwick Davis's wife, Sammy Davis. She passed away at age 53. Yeah, there she is. Mother to Annabelle and Harrison Davis. brilliant advocate for little people in the UK, making sure that they have acting jobs and just a solid life in general. People with disabilities get shortchanged all the time, and her and Warwick did big things trying to get them their rights fought for, and it's a sad loss. Like, she was the light of their lives, and she did so much for Warwick, and they married young and had over 30 years of marriage. So we wish Warwick and Annabelle and Harrison the best, and may she be one with the force.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always sad. And, we've been talking a lot about the last couple of episodes. Like, as time sort of marches forward, we're losing a lot more of these um, performers and folks affiliated with the original trilogy of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but like, we're coming up on 50 years of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So that's obviously a huge, it's a huge amount of time. We're starting to lose all these key players and folks that really supported the series and supported the performers. And, it's definitely sad. So, hug your loved ones. It's definitely, nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. And that's obviously, she was so young to pass away at that age
Yeah.
is really, really devastating. So,
she had a lot of problems with sepsis and problems with her spine and mobility issues, but she was still sunshine. She never let it bring her down. She was in the Willow series with her husband and her kids, which is really cool and criminal that Disney Plus took it off there. I'm sorry, you guys. I enjoyed that show.
Yeah. I didn't get to watch the series, but I definitely have a lot of fond memories of the the film, the original movie.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah,
And
it's
they
definitely.
met on that set and married 3 years later. And
I love that.
as soon as they turned 18, they like put a ring on it. So that's like
bringing people together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, definitely sad news. We had to make sure we honored and recognized her with our show.
Yeah.
On happier and I don't know, more exciting. I'm not more excited, the word, but on more optimistic news, the season of the Force is well underway at Disneyland, which means that there's lots of fun new merch coming out, lots of fun offerings and exercises and things happening at the park. Of course, here on the East Coast, we're getting none of that. But for my West Coast friends, it's so exciting to see people. The very first Star Wars night was, I think, last night or the night before, so it was definitely this week. People are taking pictures with all the rare characters and seeing Queen Amidala and seeing, like Clone Wars era Anakin, and yeah, it's just really cool stuff. So I'm very jealous. It's like the last little remnants of what I loved about Star Wars weekends here seems to move out to the
like, I get it. It's Hollywood. There's so much more actors, but honestly, come on, East Coast, get your.
I think the thing that breaks my little heart are the BDX droids. So the 2 little BDX droids that are patrolling Disneyland right now are literally. When I say that they are the 2 brain cells fighting for supremacy in my brain, I mean it in every sense of the word.
They're very cute. Very, very cute.
Listen, there's a video, the 2 videos that I have saved on my phone, because honestly, like when I'm having a bad day or if I just need to calm down, I'm like, these are the videos to watch, are the little BDX droids learning how to jump for the first time.
I love that video.
I showed it to Sabine and I put it on the TV so she could watch it on the big screen. And she did this like little like knee bounce thing when she saw that that's what the droid was doing. And then she like wiggles her butt and then like jumps the way that the droid does. And it sent me into the stratosphere. It was so friggin' funny. And then the droids discovering ducklings, forget it. I just forget it.
Oh, I need to see that video. I have not seen that.
It's supreme. It kills me that we will not have those droids patrolling and working the droid depot out here, because they are so freaking cute I could die. So very jealous, very envious of all my West Coast pals that are getting to experience it, because my little kills me. My Batu loving heart is just absolutely deeply unwell. And this will be our last show before May the 4th. Our schedule is going to be a little bit weird on the VCN for the next couple of weeks, but May the 4th is coming up too, so lots of Obviously, May the 4th is a huge shopping holiday. It's like bigger than Christmas for me and my family. So we get really excited about all the new stuff coming out.
Happy post birthday to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So
hitting that Disney night hard.
Yeah, I'll be on Batu East for May the 4th, all of May the 4th. And I'm just preparing my wallet because it's all Phantom Menace merchandise, and I love that for me.
It's so good. I am excited for you with the Amidala-ness.
Yeah.
And all the handmaidens, whatever they decide to come out with that. I know
Yeah.
the Loungefly backpack for Padme went so freaking fast. 4 minutes.
It did. Yeah, it did. And honestly, like, I've kind of, I was a huge Loungefly girly for a while, and I've kind of moved on past it. I sold a whole bunch of my collection. I just felt like the price point was going up and the quality was not what it used to be, and it just was time. But it was a beautiful bag. It was just not something I personally tried for. So if you got one, good for you. It's a cool one. If you didn't, don't worry. May the 4th is around the corner, and I'm positive there is going to be so much more stuff to come.
Something else is coming.
Yeah. Everybody's got their May the 4th collections ramping up. My email is just exploding, and I am so freaking excited.
Oh, I know. It's
so excited. But yeah, we love merch. We love merch bait. We love marketing in all its forms, and that's a perfect tie into our subject for today: Star Wars Forces of Destiny. Yeah. So Star Wars Forces of Destiny. This is like I feel like this is one of those topics we probably should have broached on this show way earlier than we actually did, because I feel like it's kind of like catered for exactly what our show is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the first show, and I want to say the first animated series that was geared towards little girls and tweens, and it was fun. I know my friend's daughter, who was probably about 7 or 8 when it came out, was obsessed. Like her dad painted her a whole sheet of drywall.
Oh, that's cool.
Of all those characters, and it's on the wall in her room. Like he just hung it on the other side of her bed.
I love that.
All the dolls, had to get all those dolls.
Yeah.
Even the really hard to get Ahsoka, I managed to get. So
it's it was definitely, so from a timeline perspective, Forces of Destiny was announced at Star Wars Celebration Orlando 2017. And it started airing like right after Celebration. So it was a really quick thing. For those who are maybe unfamiliar with the series, it was a series of shorts, and each episode was only like 2.5, maybe 3 minutes long. So they were really short little blip episodes, a micro series, as it were. And it was the first time since the original Clone Wars that Lucasfilm had really said, hey, we're going to do 2D animation. So it was a really unique style of animation, considering that this was also the period of time that we were like super duper steeped in the Clone Wars, and Rebels for that matter.
Yeah. This is
So
coming up on season 4 of Rebels, so.
So it was something really different, something really fresh, and I think it was really a shift in audiences. And I don't know, I couldn't really find any information insofar as like if this was sort of the result of the success of a character like an Ahsoka Tano or a character like Hera.
Rey.
Oh no, we have frozen Jamie.
Frozen Jamie. She froze.
Hopefully she'll be back shortly.
Yeah. It's all good.
She's on a roll too.
I know, that's the worst.
Are we back?
Yes,
back.
You're back.
Yeah,
you were right in the middle of Ahsoka Tano.
Tano.
Oh no, yeah, I have a little on the windy side, so I'm hoping. Did I lose you again?
You're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, you're good now, but
okay, hang on. Oh no, that's never happened. All right, somebody's gonna have to like throw something in the chat if you lose me again.
Okay.
Oh, that's so annoying. I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, yeah, I wonder if it's the weather happening here. So yeah, it kind of makes me wonder if it's if it was the popularity of like a character like an Ahsoka or Hera or
Right.
Padme or Sabine that really said, hey, this is our opportunity to really focus in on like a new audience or a new foray into marketing Star Wars, repositioning Star Wars towards the tween or the teenage girl.
I loved it.
I love
Like
that.
the
Yeah.
sheets were so cool. I just was mad that I didn't have a twin size bed. For the first time since probably my, I don't know, being 6 or 7 when I got the twin size bed, like the big one. Yeah. Bad.
So it's only 32 episodes, which when you sit down and, do the math, 32 episodes times like 3 minutes, you're talking about committing less than 2 hours of your life to watching the whole thing.
And you can just skip the credits on Disney Plus because
yeah, just blip right through them.
Next one.
Yeah. But what's great is that the timeline on this spans everything from, oh my gosh, I think the earliest point in the timeline is probably
Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's the Clone Wars. Yeah, it absolutely is. It's Padme and Ahsoka, and then it goes all the way through Endor. So, I mean, you have like a chunk of Star Wars right there. No, even further than that because it goes into the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, it goes.
What am I talking about? Rey is like right there.
We got Rey, we got Maz, we got Ketsu Ono, we got Luke, we got Kylo, Chewie, obviously Leia, Han, Sabine and her brother Tristan, just amazing cast of characters. Jyn Erso with a Tuga cat. Like,
yeah, that's a good one. That's on my list here.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
And the beauty of these little blip episodes, these little 2 or 3 minute episodes, is that you're getting sort of like moments between larger scenes or larger conflicts in Star Wars. Like there are scenes that are happening like on Endor, presumably like right before the Battle of Endor. There are scenes that are happening with Rey on Jakku before she connects with Poe. Not with Poe, excuse me, with Finn. So I mean, there's a lot of little sort of like blip moments that kind of give you a taste of what these characters are doing or what these characters are experiencing or feeling, or even like little quote side quests before their big moments. So I love stuff like that. I love those, fill in the gap moments on Star Wars.
But it's also more character development.
Sure, yeah, absolutely it is. There's one episode where like the one that comes to mind immediately is Rey's still scavenging and she's trying to earn some money to survive, and she's given this impossible task to go scavenge a ship that she and she only has her little speeder, and she kind of gets like lowballed. They're like, you can have 10 portions for this, and she's like 20, and they kind of get into this big fight, and really it sort of shows you this moment where Rey is a lot smarter and a lot more capable than people give her credit for, especially being a scavenger. And she ends up scavenging the ship that she was told there's no way she'd be able to haul, simply because she was like kind to a beast that happened to be sort of guarding the ship. So I don't know, stuff like that kind of just gives you a little mirror into what motivates these characters and what drives them. And it's easy to slot these little episodes into what's going on in the universe because also these characters are, with the exception of Leia and Han and I'm trying to think, Padme, I think. Yeah, Padme. All these characters are voiced by their original voice actors. So you're actually getting, Daisy Ridley as Rey, and you're getting Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka, and even Mark Hamill. Yeah, Matt Lanter came back for Anakin, and Mark Hamill came back for Luke. So it's definitely like a nice, warm, fuzzy, like, oh yeah, here they are again.
Oh yeah. And it's the thing that I love the most about it is they also made comic books of this. Like
they did.
The forces, like the women in Star Wars thing that Disney did a little while ago with the Spirit Jersey. That is from a cover of a Forces of Destiny comic. So that is like,
I don't have it here.
So cool. And they geared those comics towards girls. So it was a huge push towards girls' love of Star Wars. And honestly, if I was, obviously I love it. You know I love it. But if I was younger, like my friend's daughter's age, I would have eaten that up. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it wasn't, what I love so much about it is that it wasn't like, we're dumbing down Star Wars to make it more approachable for girls, because oftentimes I think that there's this very patronizing thing where it's like, we saw it for so many years, like with clothing and merchandise for girls. It's like, well, girls only want pink and glitter. So, gosh, if we do anything with Star Wars, it's going to be the Star Wars logo and it's going to be pink and glittery. And
Feminine colors.
Yeah, it felt really patronizing. So to have this line of characters and this show that was giving us like real and genuine Star Wars content without it being patronizing, um, I thought was really important because
Yeah.
it really did solidify that Star Wars is for everybody. It's for boys and girls and men and women and everybody in between,
Old and young.
old
Yes.
and young. And it was for everybody to enjoy and everybody to embrace. So I really appreciated that, and I really also appreciated that they weren't afraid to. And granted, there were of 32 episodes, there were only 2 episodes where they did this, but they weren't afraid to have episodes that didn't necessarily feature the women. There are 2 episodes in Forces of Destiny where one of them is called, what did I write it down? It's called Path Ahead, and it's in season 2, and it focuses primarily on Luke and Yoda. And it's the backpack episode, yeah, which in my brain always goes back to that bad lip reading video with Seagull, Stop It Now.
Stop it now.
Did you ever see that?
Pecking me on the coconut.
Yeah. Whenever I see Yoda getting that little backpack, my brain just like, again, the 2 droids fighting for supremacy, and my brain are just like, that's exactly it.
It's my jam.
So stupid. It's so funny. I love it so much. But that's one episode that doesn't feature any women. There are no female characters in that episode. And then there's another episode that's just called Porgs, and it's Chewie up against a family of porgs that are gutting the Falcon to build their nest. So they need,
And
like,
no
cables and
porgs
stuff.
were harmed in the
No.
making of this animated show.
No, but it was really sweet, and it's cute because it shows that even Chewbacca, who went on to further eat those porgs, but like he's helping them out and just helping them kind of build their little home. And
Yeah.
I love that. I love Chewie.
Porg nests for everybody.
Yeah. The
I
other great thing. Oh, go ahead.
I also love that they have episodes where it's like Kelly Marie Tran comes back.
Mm.
So we get Finn and Rose going to Canto Bight and their adventures there. And yeah, it wasn't my favorite part of The Last Jedi, but you know what? It's fun. And I love that they made Rose a part of it, and obviously Paige in the comics. You see Paige Tico as well, her sister. But just so many things that you didn't think you needed, and it just fills in nicely.
Yeah, there's a lot of great crossover in this series where we have characters who you wouldn't necessarily see cross paths in like the movies, or really even like some of the TV shows, but like they happen in this. So in Rebels we had that one episode with Leia, where Leia is hanging out with the crew. But in this one, we get some more crossover that I really like Jyn and Sabine, which I think is such a fun and great pairing.
Yeah.
And then there's another, probably my all-time favorite episode is, I think, toward the end of season 1. No, it's in season 1. I think it's towards the end. And it's called An Imperial Feast. And it's, to sum up the episode in one sentence, it's Han versus Hera comparing their ships. So comparing,
honestly, it's something that we wanted to see on Rebels, and Han was the only character from the original trilogy that we didn't see in Rebels. We saw little Luke. Yeah, we hear Luke.
We heard Luke. I don't know what we saw. We heard Luke.
We heard Luke.
My brain was trying to put that together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we saw Leia.
And then we saw Leia. We saw Lando. Sorry.
Lando. And we saw we saw 3PO and R2.
But we didn't see Han. So this is us getting Han indirectly.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. Han was.
And they're both. He was doing smuggler stuff. It's fun.
Smuggler stuff.
But
just Han things.
To sum up 2 people who really love their ships, it's Han and Hera. So kind of like it's a face-off between the 2 ships, and they absolutely love it. Will you stop scratching me?
It's pretty funny. It's definitely pretty funny, and now that they've thrown all these like books to Legends and things like that, I would love it if they like wrote in a similar scene in some of this like new Disney canon or whatever, where
Yes, please sign me up.
Han and Hera have like reason to cross paths. I don't know if they'll ever get that, but yeah,
We can
I
hope.
mean,
Throw it out into the universe. It's fine.
Han had such a whack job backstory in Legends, and like there was so much time spent on Han Solo, and I think it was just because there weren't like really a ton of characters to write about when these books were coming out.
Yeah,
But I'm
and
like,
they're
yeah,
not
like
creating any other ones.
could we like get that story? Could those characters interact? I don't know. I'm just saying these like 3-minute episodes are a great launch pad for other books or media to come out
Yeah,
with
some of the
them,
stuff.
because even the comics, like the comics are not along, like some of these stories are like just a couple of panels.
Yeah, there's only like maybe I think there's like at least 3 stories in each comic.
Yeah,
So
they're
they're
short.
short and sweet. It delves into your favorite characters. It's characters you didn't know you wanted to see, but they're still fun. It's written very smartly, and
Yeah.
sadly they didn't go on for very long.
It was, so yeah, like I said, it was 32 episodes. It went from July 2017 to I think like they aired season 2 in 2 parts. Like between 2008, like the early to mid 2018. And because the episodes were so short, they were used like when they were airing them on Disney Channel, they were using them as fillers. So it was almost as like,
Commercial breaks. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It was almost like bumps between like, you know, show A would air and then there'd be like a little bump for commercials and they would shove in a Forces of Destiny episode there and then that would be it.
Oh yeah, I didn't even try to like, DVR them because you couldn't. They just shifted
Yeah.
them around so much.
I mean, speaking transparently, I didn't watch them at all until we got Disney Plus. I was
Right.
peripherally aware of it because I knew like the merchandise and everything. Because you'd walk through a Target and you'd see these incredible displays, but I hadn't gotten to see any of them because it was just such a hard thing to kind of catch if you were watching, just on Disney Channel or Disney XD. I think it was Disney XD that even
Disney
aired them, which was
XD,
even
yeah.
harder.
And it was
Because
when we were watching Rebels season 4, it kind of coincided with Rebels season 4, so they would do like a commercial and then throw in a Forces of Destiny episode real
right.
quick, and just be an extra long break. But it was kind of hard because you'd go from like the death of Kanan to the Forces of Destiny episode, and you're just like, it was hard.
Here's Hondo blackmailing IG-88. Enjoy.
Yeah, for Jin's, and you're just like, for Kira's sake, and you're just like, what the hell? What just happened?
Yeah, the emotional whiplash on that is pretty rough.
Yeah. But you know what?
And it is funny because like even it's a Star Wars. Even thinking about it, there's an episode you and I were just talking about right before we went live.
Yeah.
There's an episode towards I think it's the second to last episode called Disarming Lesson, I think it's called.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called Disarming Lesson. It takes place on Lothal, and it's Ahsoka. She's honestly kind of not nice. She's training Ezra, who kind of gets really cocky because like now that he has a staple gun lightsaber, he thinks he's invincible, and Ahsoka's like, "Psych, you're not." And she kind of teaches him that that lesson that he's not invincible now just because he has a laser sword. But it's kind of heavy, and I almost wish that they had. Not wish. I wonder if they had aired that right around the time that Jedi Knight happened. I don't know what. I'm bad at year. Like time is fake to me, so I don't really know when these all aired.
The episode and it's the Disarming Lesson. That was May the 4th. Sorry, let me see.
2018.
Yep. Original release date, and then the Disney Channel air date is after that. But yeah, May the 4th, 2018 was when that episode premiered on Disney XD. So, yeah. Happy May the 4th. Here's some Forces of Destiny episode. And it was a marathon. There's a bunch of them that were released on May the 4th.
And that doesn't surprise me. They probably, honestly, like again, May the 4th, 2018, I was at work, so like I definitely wasn't watching them at home, unfortunately. But it wouldn't surprise me if they did like, we have a half-hour block. We're gonna shove 10 episodes of Forces of Destiny in here. Go.
Oh, I know. So let's see. Jedi Knight. When did Jedi Knight premiere?
Again, time is fake. I have no idea when anything aired anymore. I truly barely know what's going on with the Star Wars schedule because everything happens so damn fast and time is fake.
Time is an illusion. Okay. Jedi Knight was February 19th, 2018.
Oh, so Jedi Knight would have come out first.
Yeah.
So they were like, well, it's fine. They're still emotionally recovering from that. So we're going to go back and do like a season 1, season 2 Ezra hanging out with Ahsoka. And everyone's just going to be sad.
Lightsaber that got destroyed, but it's fine.
Yeah, because like Ezra even has a line in that episode where he says something like, well, Kanan never teaches me, or Kanan never taught me this way.
Yeah, that's weird.
And it's a little jarring because like he's definitely holding his season 1, season 2 lightsaber and like sparring and fighting with Ahsoka. Yeah. And he's got that like, the Aladdin hair still going on. And he says that line and I'm like, wow, you're talking like Kanan is dead, even though we know Kanan is dead. But this is season 1 and you're still young and naive and Kanan's not dead. So why are we talking in the past?
And Ahsoka didn't roll up until the end of season 1, beginning of season 2. So
yeah. Well, yeah, and they were like hanging out on Lothal at the time, which is also like a weird thing because like
totally.
There's a lot of weird going on here, but it's all canon apparently. So what they did, they just went back to Lothal and just hung out.
Yeah, the episode that I find like the most fun is when Hera ends up like her and Chopper are on the Ghost, and Chopper ends up recruiting 2 Ewoks.
Yes.
To help take down some TIE fighters, and it's amazing. And by the end of the episode, you're just like rooting for them so hard. And Chopper is just like as usual, like yes, destroy all the thing himself. So, and the Ewoks are the same way, and it's just like astounding to me. So
the Ewoks are a special level of unhinged in that episode, and really in a couple of the episodes.
Agents of Chaos, and Chopper's like, yeah, come help me, we'll do this. And he's never, as Hera says, Chopper doesn't have friends, but he's got friends in there. All Agents of Chaos.
There's also a super great Chopper moment for all of our there's a lot of good droid representation in this because IG-88's in a couple episodes and Chopper's in a few and 3PO's in a few and R2's in a few. But there's a great episode, I wrote it down because I was trying to be organized, called Hasty Departure. It's I think the first episode of season 2. Hasty Departure, Hera and Sabine are like infiltrating a bunch of Imperial shuttles to get some med packs. And Hera's like, Sabine, are you sure this is the right shuttle? And she's like, yep, totally. This is the only shuttle. Like, this is definitely it. And so they lift the shuttle. They steal the shuttle. And they get up out, into the atmosphere. And they go to open the door. And it's a bunch of stormtroopers. Like, they got the wrong shuttle. And Hera's doing her fancy flying, trying to get these stormtroopers knocked out. And she's like, well, we got to go back and switch shuttles. Like, where's Chopper? And, like, this other shuttle just pulls up right beside them. And it's Chopper.
Yeah,
Chopper at the helm.
That's my so stupid. Favorite Chopper moment is like,
he's just like, "Hey guys, like, got this shuttle for ya." You're just like, "This is so dumb." I love it so much.
Out the window.
Yeah, it's a powerful learning lesson.
And the incredulity on their faces when they see him just roll up with it. It's just like, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that he tapped into like some old memory core where he's like, yeah, flying an Imperial shuttle, no problem. I got this.
I got the codes. It's fine.
Probably fine. This is just another day for Chopper. It's fine.
Just furthers my PTSD murder rage. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, there's I'm kind of surprised that a lot more of these like didn't turn into memes. I feel like there's a lot of really great meme-worthy moments in Forces of Destiny.
We'll do it.
I guess.
Get some screen grabs. Make it happen.
Well. It's like, for those of us who love unhinged, stupid Star Wars, there's just so many moments where you're like, they couldn't put this in the Clone Wars for whatever reason, but like they were okay with putting it in Forces of Destiny. The other one that comes to mind, and this isn't an episode I wrote down, but it was one I rewatched all of them this morning, so like they're all very, very fresh in my mind.
Did Sabine like
She did, honestly, she did. She gets so excited whenever she sees the droids, like just in general. So like whenever she sees a droid, she's always just like droids, and she knows all of them.
Smith's in training, I'm telling you, she's gonna be building her own.
She knows every one of them, and I'm like shocked because, am I thrilled that my kid knows what an assassin droid is at 2? Do I think it's really cute when she calls him IG or Iggy? I think it's really cute.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Yeah, she's really into it.
Iggy.
Yeah.
Love
There's So the episode in question, listen, I love the prequel trilogy, and I talk about this in like every show because I think it's absolutely stupid and unhinged that like Anakin and Padme are just like hooking up like crazy, and everyone's like, "Gosh, where are Anakin and Padme? Oh gosh, has anybody seen Anakin and Padme?" And they're like, "They're hooking up, they're having kids."
They went on a whole trip together. Like, come on.
So in Forces of Destiny, that's literally what happens. They get on a shuttle, and Anakin thinks he's being super smooth. He's like, "Yeah, we're finally getting some time away." And like Ahsoka comes running up breathless, and she's like, "Oh, Master Kenobi sent me to come hang out with you guys."
Kenobi with the block.
for 2D animation, like the faces on Anakin and the faces on Padme are so funny. And like no kid is gonna watch that and like see what we as adults see, but I'm just like, yeah, Obi-Wan really knew what was going on. So
Totally.
dumb.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're gonna call
Kenobi
it the
blocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen. Obi-Wan just knew what was up. He knew what was going on. He was like, "Not today, Anakin.
Rex
not
had
today."
to too. Like that episode, Rex knew. Come on.
Rex knew, and honestly, like, Ahsoka for sure knew before that. But like in that episode, they kind of pass it off as Ahsoka being like, "I'm gonna be cool about this," and like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be like, wow, they make such a great team." Yeah, wink, wink, and they're like, "Yeah, they're banging." It's fine, but it's a kids show, so that's definitely subtext that we as adults enjoyed, and a young person is probably not getting the same level of enjoyment that we are out of that 3-minute episode.
No, it's fine. It's
fine.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, that one definitely made me laugh quite a bit. There's also, so I talked earlier about some of like the great character interactions that you're like, this would never happen in a movie, and this probably wouldn't happen in a TV show like the Clone Wars. But frankly, I am 1000% here for any episode that features Kira, Hondo Ohnaka, and IG-88.
Like, how often do we get those guys in anything?
You don't. You don't. Akira is one of those characters where, like, in all of my reading, I really need to do the books. I really need to read her books because I feel like she's a character that, in so many ways, I feel like I know the least about. Like, obviously, I've seen Solo a bunch of times, so like I know her in Solo, but I feel like she's given this really rich backstory in the books,
Yeah.
and I need to like sit down and really dive into it. But man, my ears just perked right up, and I was like, "Oh, Kira's in this. I like Kira. I remember Kira. Kira's cool." And then she ends up double crossing Hondo Ohnaka, and she gets even cooler.
Yeah, you don't get to double cross Hondo very much, but having Emilia Clarke come back as Kira was really cool too.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure this might be the first animated thing she did. Am I right?
that I don't know.
Mm.
For better or worse, Emilia Clarke,
Love
in
her.
my brain, is just Daenerys, which is such a shame because I actually love her Kira, but my brain just goes to Game of Thrones first.
Well,
I
that's where she started, but yeah,
Didn't
get
like
it.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, she was just such an iconic face and an iconic voice in Game of Thrones, and I did not care for Game of Thrones, so it's hard for me to like get past that. But obviously, I have to.
So one of my favorite episodes, and it's something that you question when you see the original trilogy and you see Leia show up to rescue Han, and she's wearing Bausch's armor, and you don't know how she got it, but she's wearing it, and they all just accept her as Bausch, the bounty hunter, and they obviously don't question it. So there's an episode. It's episode 22 of the series. It's called Bounty Hunted. And seeking help to free Han from Jabba, Leia and Chewbacca and R2-D2 travel to Ord Mantell. Ord Mantell, gotta get that mix on, Bad Batch style, to meet with Han's old friend, Maz Kanata. Maz lures bounty hunter Bausch into a firefight so Leia can obtain his helmet and armor for a perfect disguise. So that's how she gets it. And I thought it was fascinating because it's like, okay, that filled in that gap there. That's
right. That's what I'm saying. Is these little blips, right? These are like just little blip moments that slot right into the rest of these movies and the rest of these TV shows and books and stories. What I want to know, what I wonder about, and I think about this a lot, not necessarily just with Forces of Destiny, but like Forces of Destiny gave us another view of who was at that point a fairly new character. Like Maz Kanata was not she was fairly new by the time that Forces of Destiny was airing.
Yeah.
Because she didn't come into the sequel trilogy until the second movie, right? Second movie?
No, first movie.
First movie.
Force
They all
Awakens.
become. They all listen. Listen,
It's all
you know
good.
how I am with the sequel trilogy. The
fine.
timeline does a little bit of this for me.
That's why you have me.
Right. But even still, that movie came out so soon before this started airing, so she was still a really new character at that point.
Yeah, it was just before Last Jedi came out.
Right. So we only had her for like the one movie at that point. But what I love about this and what I think about this all the time, because now that we're in this High Republic era, Maz Kanata comes back and has a fairly substantial role across the High Republic. And I think to
Love it.
myself all the time, like, do they have to obviously map things out like years in advance, but like at the time of Forces of Destiny, did they know that a character like Maz Kanata was going to end up not just being in the sequel trilogy, but also have this incredible story that like is going to go hundreds of years earlier than that? I don't know. I think about that a lot.
I think they give characters who have like interesting histories like that. Like when Han says that she's run her watering hole for 1,000 years.
Mhm.
She's obviously a very old character, and she's obviously like a total Spitfire. So I think the story group leaves himself enough room
For
to
sure.
kind of insert her into other things. And I'd like to think that they were working on plotting out the High Republic over the
They
course
were.
of several years. So when they were introducing Maz, they're like, okay, well, she's obviously very old, at least over 1,000 years old. So older than Yoda at this point. And it'd just be fun to kind of fit her into anything else and kind of give that familiar face, but also give light to all these new characters. So it's like a grounding point.
Would be beside myself if they picked up Forces of Destiny again and gave it like a season 3 where they could play more with some of the newer characters that have been introduced, because like at this point now we have like, can you imagine if they did like a Pelimoto episode from like Mando?
Oh, that'd be so fun. And
Like-
and obviously Grogu, like Peli and Grogu on the
Shut
mission.
up, I would die. It would be
The
so
little
stupid
pet
and so
droid.
funny. Come on, it would be so. Listen, Lucasfilm, like we need a season 3 of this because there's so much fodder that they could use, right? They
And
could do
also like Bo-Katan, the armorer. Think about it. What other new characters? Fennec Shand.
Omega.
Like who else?
But like they could go back into the fucking High Republic at this point. Like they could do like little blips with like Avar Chris. They could do little blips with Vernestra Rowe, who is going to be so important soon. So they need to do more with her. They could do all sorts of like.
we're like, give us our show.
Listen, there are so many female characters though that they could like do something like this with. I would be beside myself if they picked up Forces of Destiny again. Strong female characters. We've gotten only more of them since this has aired. So I'm like, give us these little stupid moments. Like in the High Republic fandom, there's this desperate want for either a comic book series or a limited run of something, even just like a short book. Or short stories of the Firebrands together. So like Stellan Gios, Elzar Mann, and Avar Chris. And like something like Forces of Destiny would be so great for that, because we don't necessarily need like, a 500-page epic about this. I would read it. I don't know that it would necessarily move the story forward, but like I would read it. But like give me a couple little blip episodes like this with like young Avar Chris. Listen, I'm emotional just thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please, Lucasfilm, please.
Oh my god, yeah, it needs to happen. So it's just fun how they like, and it's not really cherry picking because it's giving a purpose to each character, and it's never like, oh, this is Leia. Leia needed help from her brother and the smuggler to be. It's like, no, they throw them into these adventures. Oh, hold on, we got Lonnie here in the chat. Hi, Lonnie.
Oh, did Facebook finally pick up? Oh, I hope Facebook has finally picked up and is actually airing appropriately now. Okay. Yeah. See,
my girls 8 and 10 loved Forces of Destiny. Have all the dolls and rewatched many a time. Wish it stuck. We were just saying this, so absolutely, that makes me so happy. Yay!
It serves its purpose though, right? Because like these two girls are 8 and 10 and they love it. And listen, if that's going to be their first interaction with Star Wars, we've talked about this on many shows, right? Like everybody's hook into Star Wars comes somewhere different. But man, what a positive hook that is for like young girls to see these super strong,
So happy. And it's
interesting,
also like,
powerful characters.
even if you're a kid and you've grown up with your parents watching Star Wars and you've seen all the original trilogy and the prequels and whatever else is out, but this is something that kind of speaks to you because it's these characters that you've seen in live action only, like Leia and Rey, and you see them in animated form, and it makes it a little more accessible. Like they're talking to you,
Yeah.
and they're going on all these cool adventures, and they're saving the day, and they're not intelligently saving the day, not like, oh, I needed a guy to come save me. It was them thinking on their feet, and it's so inspiring, so
It
inspiring.
really is. Yeah. It's, it's almost in a lot of ways like what they're doing with like Young Jedi Adventures now,
Absolutely.
where it's delivering these positive messages, but also still being, yes, this is sort of where I'm getting at, but like it's delivering these positive messages in a way that is not patronizing.
Yes.
And Star Wars, I mean, since the time of Carrie Fisher's iconic, Princess Leia performance is all about the self-saving princess and has been all about, the character that refuses to kind of just be the damsel. She kind of
Yeah.
like, I think all the time about there's a story about a mother who tweeted at Mark Hamill about how her little girl was getting picked on for wearing Darth Vader shoes. And does Mark Hamill have any words of advice or words of encouragement for this little girl? And he says something to the fact, and I'm paraphrasing, but he says something to the effect of, without one particular woman in Star Wars, it would have been a very short movie. And he's talking about Leia because really, like without Leia, Han and Luke wouldn't have made it. Like so,
Somebody has to save their skins.
right? So even to hear that from like Mark Hamill himself, like this type of a show is just perpetuating what has always been. It has always been a strong character, and it has always been a strong female character kind of leading the way. And I think that's a really important message now more than ever, especially as we move into The Acolyte, which is going to be led by so many female characters. I got to tell you, I have cried myself to sleep sometimes reading these comments and these really hateful comments about like, oh, this is woke and stupid, and like, oh, this is Kathleen Kennedy pushing her.
Stop saying that.
They just need to stop. It needs to end. But like this idea that this is something that's just like new and trendy that Star Wars is doing, and I'm like, I guess we didn't watch that one movie that came out in 1977, didn't we? I guess we didn't watch that one.
I honestly like when I posted about being excited for The Acolyte and stuff like that, and somebody made the comment where this was in our celebration group here. They had said, can't wait till all the crybabies come out and start complaining about this. And I was like, let them. I'll still watch. And somebody actually commented like, oh, it's probably going to be woke like everything else. And I was like, according to definition, this is what woke means. It means like, bringing about important social issues and speaking out about injustice. The entire plot of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So if you say things are too woke, good.
Oof, it's really rough. And
sorry.
No, it's really incredible to me how far over people's heads the message of Star Wars can majestically soar. It just soars majestically right over their heads, and I'm like, oh, I don't think we're watching the same show, buddy. I really don't.
No. Sherry says, sorry, I'm just gonna scroll up.
Yeah, so the book in question is it's a great young reader book. In fact, my friend Bree bought it secondhand for my Sabine, and I was flipping through it, just sort of going through. She's still a little bit too little to kind of grasp those stories and read those stories, but yeah, they are. They're just super fun, accessible stories, and what's great is they're written at the right level for early readers. So like you as an adult can probably plow through it in a half hour, but for young girls, it's a great, especially if they're just learning into leaning into those like early chapter books. It's really great. And Ashley, to your point, the comic series is also super young reader friendly. So it's a great introduction to boys or girls who are maybe just trying to get into Star Wars comics. It's super approachable. They're fun, easy reads, and that I think is
And
ultimately
it's
sort of what the
to me,
messaging
it's
was.
good for all ages because there's some stuff. Like I said, it's
Do
just
I
little
have it here?
adventures. It's not anything like violent. It's not anything crazy. You won't find Darth Vader talking to the dark side on Mustafar. It's a lot cleaner.
On my other bookshelf.
Oh,
I have
okay.
them. They're in, yeah, I was trying to see if I had them on this bookshelf, but they're on the other bookshelf, so I'm not standing
Yeah,
up to go get them.
exactly, Lonnie. They definitely had female illustrators on that. And
Yeah,
as we were saying, they were on the Women of
that I have here.
Star Wars stuff that Disney put out last year, and they had the purse, both the Loungefly crossbody and the Spirit jersey had Forces of Destiny cover art on it. Yes, right there, as you can see.
It's Elsa Chartier.
Yes, I love her
She's a
work.
French artist. She's incredible. We love her a lot.
Gorgeous, and I love her stuff.
Yeah,
And she does the con circuit, so yeah. I lucked out. I had a friend pick it up for me. Wank.
they're actually still available. So if you are, they are still. I literally was in studios all day on Friday, and they were in at least 3 shops. So yeah, they still have it. It's not online anymore, but you can definitely still get them at the parks, and a personal shopper can get that for you for sure.
Yeah, so make sure you go. This Facebook groups like Galaxy's Edge Trading Post, where you can find a snuggler, not the other word because we don't want to get banned, but yeah, you can find someone to pick it up for you plus a finder's fee and shipping. It's really not that bad at all.
So those prints were issued to guests who attended last year's International Women's Day panel hosted by Ashley Eckstein. So Sabine and I went, which is why I have 2 because we were each given one.
Oh, that's
Unfortunately, I
sweet
know
that they thought of her.
Yeah, well, she was dressed as an Ewok, so she kind of stole the show.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about
She was
that.
dressed as an Ewok.
The freaking cutest.
Yeah, people got really slimy about that. Like there were people walking out of there with like trying to get 10 of them and flipping them on Mercari, and it was kind of gross. But yeah, we were really lucky. We got there and they gave one to me and one to Sabine. And my goal is to have, eventually when I start doing conventions again, to get it signed by the rest of the voice actors that did those voices. So right now I have, oh my God, I just popped my ring light. Right now it's just signed by Ashley Eckstein, but it's like a disco party here. Sorry. Get my ring light back on.
Lights and frames.
Yeah. But eventually to have it signed by like Vanessa Marshall and Tia Sakar and I don't remember who else is on there, but
Padme. So you
Padme,
have
Catherine,
Cat
Tabor, yeah.
Yeah.
So the panel,
and Kelly,
Kelly Merchant, yeah. So the panel last year was hosted at Disney Springs. So it was a first come, first serve, had to get a wristband, and then it was like an hour-long panel, and it was great because Ashley talked about her experience with launching her universe, which was, like the sort of the first of its kind when it came to like female representation in fandom clothing. And then there were a couple of other women from around the Walt Disney World Resort that talked about their experience in the sort of unique roles that they were in. So it was a really great talk. It was only an hour. Wow. It was free, but it was a lot of fun, and we got
I feel
to
like it could have gone longer then because like there's amazing Imagineers for a female.
Yeah, they had to do it before Disney Springs opened.
Oh.
So because it was outdoors and it was like right outside the boathouse, so they had to like get us in and out before the event happened.
I gotcha.
But it was also the official launch of that Women of Star Wars merchandise collection, so we got to see it before it all got released, and it was just a really fun day. Like we had a great morning. But yes, the Magic Bands are still available if somebody was interested in that. For the Forces of Destiny, like merchandise revolution was huge. We've kind of been talking about it all along. But like an entire collection of dolls.
Yes.
Like
I was so excited about this. So the only ones I don't have is the Yoda and Luke, the Chewbacca, and the I really wanted this one, but the Rey and Kylo set. Everyone else I have, including like the R2 and Leia in the hallway. I have that set as well.
10-year-old me had access to these dolls, this would have been such a game changer. Honestly, like the rest of them, there's only a couple that have gone like sky high insofar as value goes, but like they're pretty accessible in the aftermarket, and I'm pretty happy about that because I only grabbed a handful of them when they were coming out, And yeah, I mean, the fact that I have a Jyn Erso doll and a Sabine Wren doll, and
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I love that
two
for
different
me.
and two different Ray ones, and I think
A
yeah,
couple
there was
different Leias. There's like a Leia, there's like an Endor
a
Leia, and there's a Hoth Leia, and then there's the white dress Leia with R2. Like there's
I had
tons
that
of
one.
them.
Yeah.
And the boys, yeah, the boys were more expensive. So, and I think a lot of them were like convention exclusive. So like Luke and Yoda, I think was a convention exclusive. Chewbacca was a convention exclusive, and the rest of them, I think they may have had some like
I think Ahsoka is the only one that's going for over $200.
Luke is as well. If you can find a Luke.
Somebody has a loose Luke and Yoda right now, going for hold on, I just saw it. I literally just saw this. How did you disappear?
Sherry, I will tell you.
$28
See, I would want it in
for
a
her.
box though. I keep everything in a
Yeah,
box.
absolutely.
Sherry, you can get Sabine literally brand spanking new in a box. I mean, I think you could probably even get her on Amazon still, like as dead stock from Amazon. But like, she
Yeah.
is 100% on eBay for like less than $20. She's really, really affordable. So
Oh yeah, $25 for Sabine.
yeah. So if that's something you still want, trust me when I say
Luke inbox $300.
yeah,
Oh, brutal.
yeah. I'm at the point where I'm starting to grab like seconds of the ones that are affordable, Annie, for exactly that reason, because Sabine is getting to the point where she is starting to play with these style of dolls, and I think it's the most apropos thing in the entire world that my child has a Sabine Wren doll. I want him. I love him. I love him.
Scary looking. Look at his
Listen,
face. Like,
I love
look at
him.
that.
I love him. He's perfect. Okay, he's perfect. Don't talk about my friend that way.
Okay, sorry.
It's just hurtful. Your Leia's came from Five Below. My God, my Five Below is.
How? I didn't even get to Five Below until like last year. So
my Five Below is janky.
Did you get one of each, Sherry? Like, do you have them all? Like Jakku Ray is like $18 with free shipping.
Yeah. The way I squealed like a little girl when I realized that there was a Jyn Erso doll. Like, I love that for me.
I literally
she's right there.
I ran to Target so freaking fast when those dolls dropped, and I was like, "I'll take you, and I'll take you, and I got you."
The other super great thing about it, and listen, the temptation is strong, and I may still go back and do this if I can find a couple of the box sets, but like the bedroom decor collection, which you mentioned earlier, my child will go absolutely fully unhinged with that. So now I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, I should probably grab that like while I can.
Yes, you should. Jeez.
That'll be, but it's just the whole point of this is like, we talk about merch a lot on this show, but like my whole takeaway with this is like seeing these female Star Wars characters get the same merchandise representation as like the Disney princesses was like groundbreaking for me. Like it was just I felt like as a grown-ass adult seeing these things in Target and seeing these things in Walmart and seeing these things at all these like major retailers, I was like, man, the fact that 10-year-old me would have been so unhinged about this, and that my daughter is going to grow up with this just being the norm is like,
it's life-changing.
It makes me so happy. It just really warms my cold dead heart. I just love it so much.
Sherry says, just the Leias. There's a similar line for a Marvel series, and I have the Squirrel Girl ones. Yes, I forgot about those. So I have Squirrel Girl, and I have Spider-Gwen, and I have Captain Marvel. So I have those three, and they're so cool. Like that was
the other
it was a good time to be a fan of geeky things, I think.
It was, and
a woman. Yes.
Disney is sort of revisiting I was gonna say right there, the $50 Disney dolls. That's exactly where I was going with this. So the $50 Disney dolls, yes, they are still cranking out. There are more coming. I can't say more than that, but there are more coming, and I'm very excited about some of the things that are coming with that doll line. But I've gotten some very cool experiences with those doll lines. But yeah, Fennec Shand is the most recent to come out. She actually just hit the parks this week. Okay, Forces of Destiny Hera for the exact same reason that they didn't make a Disney Infinity Hera figure. She was probably planned and then eventually got scrapped because that's what happened with Disney Infinity. They literally had brought up the card. The Disney Infinity figure of Hera was supposed to come with Chopper. It was supposed to be like Chopper and Hera on one base, and then they scrapped it for no good reason.
so like the words
Oh,
cannot
clearance,
express
right up there. Yep.
my
They're
level
just
of
look at-
anger.
Oh no,
I
they're right there.
literally went out and bought every single Star Wars. Yes, every single Star Wars one, and especially like the Rebels. I bought multiples of the Rebels ones, one to open, one to keep nice.
Yep.
And I was so pissed. I was like, we got Speed, we got Ezra, we got Zeb,
Yeah, the
which
whole
we
crew.
never get Zeb,
Yeah,
and we got Kanan.
he's a
Where
chunky
the
boy.
hell's Hera and Chopper? Like, look at how cute he is. He's so cute. Twilight
Yeah, it
Gizmo.
is.
Yes.
Just ignorant. Oh, hang on, Kanan.
Twilight
Gotta
Gizmo.
face this way. And then here's Ezra.
He's
so
so
cute.
cute.
Oh, wrong way. There we go. Doot, 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 doot.
I love
Can I do
him.
that? What those YouTubers do? Be like, put my hand behind it so everybody can see Ezra.
Focus.
So stupid.
Focus.
I can't do it. I mean, I shouldn't tempt fate because with the way my computer's been going today, I really shouldn't be tempting fate because who knows, a tree might come crashing down on my freaking house there. It's fine. I mean, if you recall our last show, like my cameras were telling me somebody was breaking into my house, so like everything's just normal, just business as usual here in Orlando, Florida.
Fine. This is fine. Cool.
Good stuff. So we're rapidly coming up on our hour here, but man, I love Forces of Destiny. I don't
I
care what people have
do.
to say about it. I love it. I have a t-shirt and everything. You know it's real when I have a t-shirt.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering what you're wearing. That's so cool.
It's a Forces of Destiny t-shirt.
I did not know
It's
that
like-
existed.
Way too big because make this make sense. They only made them in men's sizes, so it's way too big for me. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
This is from Black Milk Clothing. It's an Australian
I love Black Milk.
fashion
I have
brand.
a whole bunch of their crap. I
Yeah,
shouldn't say crap. I have a bunch of their stuff 'cause it's not crap. It's beautiful.
it's gorgeous. It's some of my favorite things. So before Rise of Skywalker came out, they dropped this line, and it's obviously Rise of Skywalker. We got, everybody here, and it's pretty awesome. And then I was like, it's got Poe Dameron on a shirt, and he's
Ugh.
front and center. I have to do it. So
The best part of the sequel trilogy was Poe Dameron. Rise of the Resistance is a really hard ride for me because I get very distracted when he's like, "You're a fine-looking recruit," and I'm like, "Marry me."
what? Said I'm
Who?
fine. Sure.
Me? Oh, me?
Oh,
You're talking to
thanks.
me? Oh, yeah. All right, that sounds good.
No. You guys don't count. It's just me.
It's great because not the last time, like a couple of visits ago when Tiff was down visiting, she thought I was getting excited about Nine Nub. Like, no, I'm getting excited about Poe. So then Nine Nub became my me and my Celestan boyfriend. It's fine.
He's hot, too.
What?
Yes, he's
He's
hot.
too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, he's hot. So now whenever I ride Rise of the Resistance, it's like this big joke about how Nine Nub is my boyfriend and not Poe Dameron. But I mean, beggars can't be choosers in this economy, so it's
Poe
fine.
Dameron's talking. Shut up, everybody.
It's fine.
Do you ever fight the
It's
need
fine.
to say that when you're on Rise? Just be like, the man is talking.
I mean, with the way that people behave at Hollywood studios, I feel that way most of the time, to be
Oh.
honest.
Yeah.
I did, man, we were like way off topic here, but I was on Star Tours. We rode Star Tours 8 times the other day. I had to like redeem myself from getting sick.
Yes,
know,
Jeff.
And almost, yeah, when Poe Dameron is talking, you do shut the fuck up. You do. Again, I don't even like the sequel trilogy, but like I love Poe. So like, yeah, you shut
Oscar's
up.
amazing.
Just respectful. Yeah.
Respect
No, he's
Isaac, yo.
okay, but I have to say, so now that I've seen all of the new Star Tours stuff
You
all of it.
finally got Andor?
and Mando,
Mando's the best.
okay, so
Mando.
Mando was great, but I tell you,
With-
the sound I made when Cassian hit the screen,
Oh,
I made the most pathetic little sound, and like 3 people turned and looked at me, and I was like, I'm really sorry. I've just been waiting for this. And for
Ruining
our
my
Rebels
excitement.
fans among us, the Ghost is now a permanent fixture in Star Tours, so you no longer have to like squint and look for it. It's a permanent fixture in Star Tours now. So love that for us.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
it is really cool. So anyway, we've deviated way far away from Forces of Destiny and instead talking about my awkward interactions at Disney's Hollywood Studios here at the Walt Disney World Resort. But
fine.
I
It's fine.
feel like that's just the way this show kind of goes sometimes.
We have fun with this.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fine.
Judgment-free zone.
That's right.
All good.
We don't hate.
Fine.
Sherry says that's the way she is about Nathan Fillion / Captain Mal Reynolds. Ah, yeah.
Oh, just wait till the Acolyte comes out. I promise I'm going to be insufferable.
Insufferable.
Insufferable. me and my High Republic boyfriend, who this picture needs to go up on a wall so it's not just conveniently placed up next to my fake desk.
No, it doesn't. And I'll tell you why. So you can have moments like this. So
Exactly.
You can just hold the photo in, and then when cool shit happens when he's in it, you could just be like,
He won't be in it at all, but I
"We
love
don't know
you.
that. We
It's
don't know
fine. It's fine. No, just very normal stuff here. Very, very normal stuff here. Oh God, I just hit a cable.
that." You're fine.
So on that
So,
note,
So, real quick. Well, we're a little over time anyway. It's fine.
okay.
Your top 3 favorite episodes of Forces of Destiny.
I'm so glad you asked. It's almost like I wrote them down because I knew
Yeah,
this question was going to come up.
I asked you.
3 favorites. Okay, I'm going to call it Imperial Feast, which is with Han and Leia. I'm going to call it Hasty Departure, which is Chop flying the Imperial shuttle. And I will call it Art History, which features Sabine and Tristan Wren. And a statue of Paz Vizsla.
That's awesome.
Tar Vizsla. It's Tar Vizsla, not Paz. It's Tar Vizsla.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Art History as my number 1. Chopper and Friends number 2. And let's see, Jin's Trade as number 3.
Oh, is that the one with the Tuca?
Yes.
Yeah, that's an honorable mention for number 4.
Oh, okay. So if you haven't seen Forces of Destiny yet, make sure you guys get on Disney Plus. Like Jamie said, they're literally less than 3 minutes each. You can skip the credits because those go on for a while because they legally have to announce everybody from all different languages that Disney Plus broadcasts in. But they're so worth it and they're so fun. And you're gonna want to get all the merch because
it's fine.
We did.
Just don't outbid me on eBay. Just don't do that.
Don't
do that.
But yeah, so it's gonna do a little housekeeping now.
Yes.
We have less than 10 tickets. 10 remaining.
10
Family vacation. It's gonna be at the end of July, beginning of August. So it's a week in California. You start in Anaheim and you go right up the coast to San Francisco. Boonta Eve parties all along the way. So many special guests. A really cool T-shirt. Experiences like you can't even imagine. So 10 tickets remain. 10. Get on that if you want to go. Totally worth it. And also we have a fantastic TeePublic store. So go to
do it.
TeePublic, check out our Daughters of the Galaxy collection. What would Hera do? Daughters of the Galaxy logo shirt. Master, I Am No Jedi. Somehow Max Rebo returned. Somehow Asajj lives. Yeah. We have the best shirt, I think.
I'm not saying that's the best one, but I am saying it's the best one.
It is the best one. We got our Free Before Shit Y'all shirt written in Arabesh representing our girls. It's so awesome. And also, we have our Pride collection. We have our Rebels Revisited collection. Patriotic. Huyang is for the younglings. If you're going to meet David Tennant and a con, please wear that shirt. Represent him. Make me happy.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. And then come visit Galaxy's Edge here in studios and we can hang out and I can find you. Be like, hey,
go to teepublic.com/user/virtual-cantina for all your fashion needs, courtesy of the Virtual Cantina Network. And it's big sale right now, so get your shirts for $16.
Big summer blowout.
Woo-hoo, big summer blowout. I loved that guy.
All right, y'all. So we won't be back. The schedule's going to be a bit wonky because of May the 4th shenanigans and for the finale of the Bad Batch. So we won't be back in 2 weeks. We'll actually be back in 4. But we are going to talk about all sorts of fun stuff coming up. We're going to celebrate some moms for Mother's Day. We're going to talk about some stuff for the Acolyte. We're going to talk about, I don't know, we got all this stuff planned. So we've got a lot of shows coming up, but you won't see us for another 4 weeks from tonight. That's a whole month. But it's cool. You can come find us on Instagram or socials and we'll still talk to you about stuff.
And if you miss us, you can always rewatch these episodes because we
always.
Love you.
Yeah, we do. We truly do. All right, y'all. Be safe out there. Make good choices. If you don't make good choices, make good stories. And if you don't make good stories, I can't help you from there. We will see you in 4 weeks, y'all.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Oh, damn, Ren.
Stop it.